area and volume of cones. Okay? So we've got an equation for surface area and an equation for volume. So we are looking right here at our circle book, and we're going to put those two equations in. First, we've got surface area, which is pi r squared plus pi r slant height. Okay? Surface area, remember, if I look at it kind of like a net, and I've got my cone, got my circle, all right? This is pi r squared. We know that area for that is pi r squared, right? We're kind of saying this right here is a triangle, where my slant height is my height of my triangle, and this right here is pi r. Okay? All right. So now we're going to look at, if we don't know our slant height and we have our height, we do h squared plus r squared equals l squared, like it is a right triangle. And we can just simplify that as the square root of h squared plus r squared equals the slant height if we square root it. Okay? All right, our final thing we're putting in our circle book, guys, and then this is done. We've got a cone. We know the things that they can give us about cones is like the radius, the height, and a slant height, right? So let's think about a cone fitting inside a cylinder. Do you guys kind of see this drawing? Do you guys see how this is a cylinder right here in pen? Nod your heads, yes, Ms. Murphy. Okay. And we know the area for a cylinder is pi r squared, because that's the bottom, times h. It's like we stack that many circles on top of each other. Okay? Now, do you guys see in green, we've got a cone inside the cylinder? Okay, the bottom stayed the same, right? So that's where this pi r squared came from, right here. That's the area of the base. Now, we are again going to have to times it by the height, but the problem is I need all of this stuff here in pencil to not be counted, right? If I just stack circles on top of each other, those circles don't get smaller, right? They stay the same. So this 1/3 kind of makes each of those circles get a little bit smaller, and we get rid of that stuff. Okay? So my equation for volume is 1/3 pi r squared h. Okay? All right. Let's talk about volume of cones. We're going to do question number 4 on your paper. Before we start that, your paper is wrong. At the top, it should say volume equals 1/3 pi r squared h. 1/3 pi r squared h. 1/3 pi r squared h. I'm not sure why we're talking, guys. Okay. Now we're going to do I don't know what that was. Now we're going to do question number 4. Okay? So we know it's 1/3 pi r squared h. What's r in this case? 4, right? It's not 8, it's 4. What's the height in this case? 9. So we're going to put in our calculator 1/3 pi 4 squared times 9. So in our calculator, we do 1/3. You can do 1 divided by 3 or change it into like the fraction. Pi button 4 squared times 9. And I get 150.796, so 0.8 I'd round up to, inches, what? Is it squared or cubed? Cubed, because volume is 3D. It's how much I can fit inside. Okay, I know for some of you I've done this before, but I just want to make sure this is on recording. I'm going to do one surface area problem from last night's homework. I'm just going to do number 1 right here. We're looking at pi r squared plus pi r slant height. R equals 2. Slant height equals 10. So we just plug it in pi 2 squared plus pi times 2 times 10. I'm going to put that in my calculator. Pi times 2 squared plus pi times 2 times 10 gives us 75.4 centimeters squared. Remember, surface area deals with square. Okay? The only other kind of problems you have is if you have a height and not the slant height, and then you have to use Pythagorean theorem first to find it, or our new equation. Okay? Anybody have any questions about volume or surface area of cone? You guys feel good? Okay, again, this paper right here, 1 through 10, needs to be done tomorrow. Okay? This test review, if you finish the other one in class or finish it in class and want something to do for homework, you can start this test review. It's not due till Monday. I'm giving you time in class tomorrow to work on it, but then there's no excuses. You have some time today. You have all of Friday. Due on Monday. Okay? All right, guys, you have the rest of the hour to work on your volume and review. Volume